Hello, what's up? It's me. Day 9. That's actually not that amusing at all, but because I'm in such a great mood, why not? Why not just enjoy today? It's Wednesday, it's the middle of the week. We're watching Grubby, who's excellent. And one of the last thoughts I wanted to give on that game is that it's extremely unusual to see someone go for a Stargate in the situation he went for one. We talked a little bit about the logic. We talked a little bit about the, you know, how I thought it was critical to get the Zealot leg speed up and maybe some additional gateways. And then I think Grubby could have just really brought the noise. Even just speed Zealot Phoenix with no Archon, Storm, none of that. Just speed Zealot Phoenix. With all that theoretical stuff said, it's so thrilling to see an opening from Grubby involve new units and to be really close to working. I mean, 3 bases up quite fast, hold off multiple attacks from Muslim, who's just incredibly good at his timing and his control in those attacks. Really, really, really close. And in the end battle, a ton of the critical pieces were up. 2-2 was done, a lot of probes were out, the tech tree was very close to being fully fleshed out. In fact, the only thing that Grubby didn't have was the speed Zealot legs and the Colossus with range. So, in this game, we're going to watch another one where Muslim indeed gets the best of Grubby, but I like the look of these sorts of build orders because they're very momentum-focused builds. So, let's bring out MS Paint to show what I'm talking about because we're in a good mood today. Let me just show some of these sort of momentum type things. Let me actually just, Alright, I tried to make it be My Awesomeness was the title. Okay, so let's do a graph. Woohoo, let's do a graph. There's a lot of builds that look like this where, you know, let's write pressure. Oh my god. I am going to do the long word first. Pressure. Get there! That E is just a horribly deformed mutant. Let's get that fixed. Yes, and he did not fall in the ooze. He is not going to develop superpowers and become a long-running popular comic series called TMNT. So here is a, let me just do a pressure build. Let's do red for pressure, right? Because we play Magic the Gathering. Pressure! Here's a pressure build. Oops. Let's make it big font. Pressure. Pressure builds have a tendency to look like this. Pressure builds kind of have this joink, where here's the first round attack, here's the second round attack. Now, if we want to get all cool and stuff, and we want to talk about momentum, it would look something a lot more, oops, like this. It would be sort of, and it would do this sort of thing. Actually, I think more accurately, it would do something like this. The momentum plays tend to peak out a lot earlier. They tend to peak out here, whereas a lot of aggro builds tend to peak out around here, along this second giant exposed nipple on the right side. So the reason I bring these sorts of things up is with a lot of momentum plays, the death of the player will occur like right here. Or like right here. And so he'll just look like he didn't do anything and then he died. But then there's a lot of potential there. Whereas a lot of aggressive players, I'm sure you all have seen Marine King Prime, bring the noise hard and then try to do this attack, and then he'll die right here to a player who has something like this. So this is nice. I think this is excellent in order to demonstrate sort of what we're talking about. Muslim will be applying pressure early on. He will have one of these, and then Grubby will be attempting one of these. And we'll sort of see how those work. Whether that was useful for you or not, the important thing is that I got to say nipple. So Grubby, who's been performing brilliantly in all things StarCraft 2, Wings of Liberty, Heart of the Swarm, to Muslim. who I would say is extremely good, has not had the results to match up to how good I feel he is, and I think that Heart of the Swarm will be a wonderful opportunity for DeMuslim to really showcase his awesomeness. Yes! Yes! Alright, cool. Typical scout timing, classic look around Aru. On this map, scouting is very common due to the fact that it's really easy to just go there early on. Right now, it's very common to pull this probe to here, or to here, and then to send him up here at 3 minutes and 15 seconds. That is when a Marine will be out. The command center will generally be started, but the second Marine will not be out. But because Grubby's playing against a Muslim, I think a lot of people are just like, well, the Muslim expands, so I'm going to expand. They don't have to go, but they do. So cool, Mothership core going down right now. Just to note, another key fact, Nexus takes 100 seconds to build. To charge 50 energy takes 100 seconds. So if your Mothership core finishes at the same time that a Nexus begins, then you will be able to photon overcharge for an early game defense. Regardless, Zealot, Stalker, Mothership core, very, very strong pressure, especially against players who don't build an early bunker. DeMuslim went ahead and just did that. But either way, Grubby's going to do some guaranteed damage by hanging out up here, spotting any SCVs that come out. I mean, the Mothership core is essentially behaving like a replacement Stalker. That's why Grubby can get away with building this robo facility so damn early. So damn early! He's building it damn early. Where's the sentry? Sentry patrolling on the other scout line. Excelente! And given the fact that we've seen this, we don't know if he's going mech or not. We might surmise that he could be going for some sort of fast tech play. That's fine. We're getting this fast robo to accomplish that. We don't want to get too overeager with our Mothership core as we did in the last game, because we don't have a Stalker. We don't have a Stalker cannon to defend. We actually need this back home for defense. See you later, SCV. Hope you had a fun life not working as a worker, but scouting. Whoa, bringing the noise. Bringing the noise, Sean. So here we have another standard-looking formation that people in Wings of Liberty would do this because they either had a read or they had a scout to know that there wouldn't be pressure at the back end. But here, we're able to get away without having much else other defense, no Immortals, no Stalkers at the back, because of this Mothership core. This is providing a lot of the substitute defense. Here we're going to get just the nail in the coffin read. Is he meching? Is he going for bio? This is a super early observer, and in fact, we're getting a second one anyways, because we really do need spotting at the front. All excellent. We get in here, we spot starport starting. Cool. Now I'm going to show you some bossness. Some super duper mega bossness business. Grubby goes ahead and sets up an expand here. I want to note the criticality of this timing. Probe's already there, getting ready to do his stuff. Colossus already coming out. This is a nice timing for Colossus because it will be done before 10 minutes. Almost all key timings hit at 10 minutes. I know some hit at 9:30 and some hit at 10:30, but 10 minutes is the way that we state it so that these unwashed masses can wrap their head around it, because let's be honest, if you have a math test and it says something like Sally is carrying 10 pounds of groceries, you're like, all right, cool, I got this. But if it's like Molly is carrying 11 pounds of groceries, you're like, fuck, why does he use hard numbers on the test? This is so stupid. I have been on those tests. I majored in math. I don't even like it when there's like 10 pounds of anything. Cool. Sally's carrying 10 pounds of food. Sally's wants to be ripped one day. But alright, cool. 18 seconds. That means that this Nexus got started at 8:45. Because I know you don't believe me, I'm going to show it. Come on. We're gonna check it out. Here it comes. 8:46. Alright, I was almost off. Alright, 8:45. 100 seconds to finish. At 8:45, it will be finished close to 11 minutes. Actually, exactly, it will be finished at, oh god, math. Alright, 100 seconds. In 1 minute, it'll be 9:45. Another 40 seconds. So you take the 15. At 10:25, it'll be finished. Oh god, I looked like a creature from Dead Space 3 in that one. Yeah, at 10:25 this will be finished. So the question is, too early, too late? We'll find out soon enough. So Grubby's being really bold. He's doing this transition that's been very popular in Wings of Liberty. Snap switching over to a Zealot Archon mixture. Already favoring getting that attack upgrade. All that stuff's good. And here we go. Oh, here comes the push. Moving on forward. These are a little bit in the wrong location. These are actually actually, I do want to skip past that. I know that there's some cool hallucinations going on here. I don't really care so much. But it's right here. This push hits at 10:26. And sorry, JP's messaging me. This push happens at 10:05. This Nexus is 20 seconds from being done. If we had gotten this up 20 seconds earlier, we would have had not one but 2 photon overcharges and a push that would have been very, very manageable. But unfortunately, Grubby had to cancel. So there's the instant rebuild with everything out there. I know there's some cool hallucinated probe action going on there. I would say it's kind of unfortunate mistiming. And now Grubby, I think, does a reasonable thing. He abandons this plan to go for Zealot Archon, which it very much so looked like he was doing. And is pulling back now and going Thermal Lance, Blink. Actually, in all honesty, he could have been planning this one from the start. The Zealot Archon transition would have also been possible, given that setup. But here, given that he is now suddenly low on all things defense, going for the... emphasizing the Colossus, kind of having a more lean structure to these builds. And he could have very, very easily had a strong third base up early, had everything that he wanted. All his dreams come true. I just want to show how thin this is. The Muslim sends all the SCVs. He has 58, and you'll notice 23 are here. That's quite a lot. Why are people typing 1 and 0? Oh, okay. First I thought the stream crashed and everyone's just talking about the Skype message. Nice. Half the SCVs come. Some Vikings are here. And just due to some really excellent placement, the fact that this Colossus is not really participating in the fight, I think that Grubby was a mere few inches from deflecting this attack. We also lost the Mothership core. We cannot re-photon overcharge. Very, very thin push. I mean, if you look here at the end, a lot of workers just got killed off by Grubby. But I will come back here. This is one of these moments where it's so important to note that spreading out too much here can be deadly if you're against someone who's like the Muslim. You can spread out as long as there's an observer on this side, but there's nothing wrong if you're going Blink Stalker, Sentry with sort of staying pulled back. But either way, I mean, if Grubby is this freaking close... Oh, and this Colossus, what an idiot. That stupid Colossus. Get in there, Colossus. With this Colossus participating in the fight, this Mothership core pulled back to re-photon overcharge, or even throw down like a time bomb. And more things getting placed, like this Colossus not in the fight. Grubby just got hit at a slightly bad time. But still, coming back to here, the Muslim hit this, cancelled, And when did Grubby rebuild it? Literally immediately. He even feels like this force is more than enough to deal with it. That's cool to me. That something as simple as a Mothership core now is a thing. Everything else that Grubby did was very Wally, W-O-L, Wings of Liberty E. And yet still, Grubby was able to very nearly secure himself at third base in a way that really is nearly impossible with the rest of things. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I want to do. I want to take questions because we have not done that in a little while. Just to note, some of the things that are going on this week. There will be a daily tomorrow, after which is the After Hours Gaming League. 2 teams that are 5-0 in the AHGL will battle it out. Who are the teams you say? It's going to be, whoops. Epic versus Intel. Damn! Epic, who won Season 2 of the HGL, returning back. Intel, one of the newcomers, are also 5-0. Find out what happens after tomorrow's daily. And on Friday, I'll be streaming all day, starting in the morning with Journey and playing in the evening with Limbo. Will be Limbonage. Alright, cool. Let's take the chat. Questions from the infamous Marky Ochoa question grabber. Let's see. Will I be at PAX East? I don't know yet. Possibly. No matter what, though, I'm just leaving early and attending Blue Sky Black Death in Los Angeles. Where are some questions? Is the question grabber working? Can you get a replay from Kitchen Finks? He's top 8 GM. He's also one of the best cards ever printed. Kitchen Finks, if you want to send me games, send it to Sean at day9.tv. I'd love to look at them. So, Goreship asks, should Mothership Core be before the first Expo? Certainly it depends on the matchup and the read. I think the most important fact is that if the Mothership Core finishes at the same time that the Nexus begins, you will have Photon Overcharge ready to rock right when the Nexus is done. You'll have that 100 energy. So that's only if he's being super duper aggressive. Most Expos are finishing up around 5:15, 5 minutes, something like that. Against Zerg, I actually don't think it's that necessary to get a Mothership Core up early at all. I don't even really think there's a lot of uses for an early Mothership Core if you're early expanding. If you're going just one base starting off, I think the Mothership Core is great for offense. But the Mothership Core, I think, is one of those units that people are starting off and just getting because they can, because it's a solid unit. But always ask yourself, what is the purpose of this Mothership Core? I think that one of the really awesomest moments here is at the 4-minute mark, we see a little bit of use out of that Mothership Core. So here it is, doink, popping out, doink, there's the Nexus going down. Going down! Really clear purpose from this Mothership Core. Do a little harassment, try to pick off an SCV, and then just be back for defense. See that 100 energy there? This is a real clarity of purpose for the Mothership Core. Are you doing an early aggressive push where Time Bomb is useful? Are you doing early aggressive push where Recall is useful? Is there an attack timing that is hitting you where you're like, man, I really wish I had this Mothership Core up for it? Those are the questions. The Mothership Core should be subservient to your needs. You shouldn't just get it. So I would say that if you are going for a really powery, like build no units and just try to gun it till Colossus or to upgrades real fast, then probably Mothership Core before Nexus. If you are focusing on getting your expand up really fast and there's not really any attacks that can hit you early on, probably delay the Mothership Core. If you're building units to do damage to him, and there's really no need for the Mothership Core, don't get the Mothership Core at all. You don't need a Mothership Core. You can cut that Mothership Core entirely. Cutter! Let's go ahead and take 2 more questions. Have you ever played Zelda Majora's Mask? No. I never have. Isn't that terrible? Is that not terrible? Ah. Erlens says, Day 9, how do you deflect a 10-minute MMM push where Terran is able to constantly drop and spread your army thin and force a semi-contain while securing his own third? The best advice I can give for a player who is struggling with this new timing is first to note this is normal, everyone struggles with this, don't worry about it. And then also to note that the 10-minute timing is the standard timing in the matchup, that almost everyone will have an attack planned at this point in time. So in response to it, I would say feel free to delay your third a lot. Focus on getting forges, focus on leaving Sentry Colossus at the front, some Stalkers at the back, and feel free to just leave your warp gates open. When you see his push coming, do 1 warp in round, and then when it gets to your front, just wait and see where the warp in's needed. Also, if you're not getting 2 observers at the start of the game, get 2 observers. Briefly check in his main, and then pull both observers back to outside of your base, close to the 10-minute mark. I'll actually demonstrate around this 9-minute mark period. Boink. Around this period, we have an observer from Grubby checking this side and this side, doing these sorts of things, and actually nothing at the front. As these observers kind of move up here, this is the worst thing that can happen to you, is when you do these checks, and then you have no vision up in center map. Observers really should be here. This is where you want like 1 observer here and 1 observer here. Or you might want 1 observer here to check for drops and 1 observer here to check for the front. That's the big thing. And you'll notice I'm kind of assuming you're going robo in this period. Just do it. Don't, I know players sometimes go like Templar and all that stuff. Until you can really calmly and easily hold off these 10-minute pushes, just don't go for it. Do not go for Twilight Council tech. Just focus on the robo. It's actually a lot easier. Let's go ahead and take 1 more. F5. Where's the question? There's a lot of questions here. Oh yeah, from Zach Zerby. Here's a great one. How has the 10-minute Terran timing attack changed in HOTS? I like that one. Yeah, that would be, how has it changed? I think that the concept is still there, because that's when basically all the Terran upgrades finish up and when the medevacs can pop out. So they actually do have the ability to deal the damage. For the most part, its strength overall is still the same. It's still multiple hits in the same location. There's different forms of it, though. So there can be a smaller marine or a smaller infantry army with some widow mines thrown in there. The drops can swing into the back a little faster. And also, if you're Terran and you want to drop, move in without the thrusters and then retreat quickly with the thrusters. You don't want to try to move in as fast as you can. You want to make sure you don't die in all spots. That's probably the biggest one, is that it's harder to guaranteed kill off units in the medevacs. But I mean, other than that, against good players in Wings of Liberty, you wouldn't be killing off the medevac drops anyways. You might do damage to it, but it's a lot harder to do that. So I think we might see some skewing more towards Blink in those openings, but all in all, it's still pretty dang much the same. Principles still apply. The Mothership core makes things much easier with defending the back. You can do Sentry Colossus at the front, a couple units, and the Mothership core at the back, and then just photon overcharge, and then begin pushing out the front. That's the big thing. So for now, I'm going to go. I'll see you tomorrow for another Day 9 Daily. For the Astro Hours Gaming League. Yeah.